Alright guys, this is Black117 and today we'll be doing another Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon leak video, and today we'll be discussing all the Pokemon that were datamined in a way. So this is a major spoiler warning, so we are going to discuss at least most of them. There are a few that I want to go in depth upon. So because given how impactful they might have in the upcoming format, whether they do or not. But I'm just letting you guys know that this is like our last chance to click off this video. So you've been warned. So that said, we'll just first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Squirrel Boy for for updating the VGC damage calculator. So right now they have he's implemented all the changes to the upcoming games. So they have the Pokemon here, so don't be surprised if I'm just using this source as a resource as well. The first thing I want to say is we are going to be discussing 4 Pokemon in particular. So in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, there weren't that many new Pokemon that came about, whether it be forms. There were mostly Ultra Beast. And we all know that Ultra Beast, let's say Celesteela or Pheromosa or whatever, they've had like a huge influence in the doubles format, in particular in VGC. So given their main ability, Beast Boost. I don't think it has it here, but it allows it to them to increase the highest stat of their move. So it's Pursuit on Moxie. So with that said, the first of these Pokemon that I want to talk about is the UB Assembly, which its name, which I do have in the paste bin, and by the way, all the paste bins will be down in the description. So it's the first Pokemon we're going to be talking about is UB Assembly, aka its real name, Stakataka. So Stakataka here this is all its moves pool, its learn up set, its tutors and whatnot. So Stakataka or UB Assembly, I think I'll probably alternate between the two. So alright, so it has a base 161 HP, 131 attack stat, 211 defense, 53 special attack, 101 special defense, and 13 speed. So with the ability Beast Boost, and it's a Rock Steel type, so weighing in at 120 kilograms. So the first things I want to say is that this thing's a wall. It's a literal wall. The definition of a wall. So its move pool, it has Rock Slide, it has Stealth Rock, so it could be a viable wall in singles. Though I personally think it might be just in the lower tiers. It has Atomize, but then again, 13 speed. I mean, are you gonna really run a very fast Stakataka? So it's spoiler alert, is actually slower than Torkoal. So as see, Stakataka has 13 right here, and Torkoal. Oh, I had to zoom this in because I couldn't get this in. So you can see this is adamant. This is a quiet nature. So This is Adamant Nature. I could just put Brave. 16, so yeah. It can underspeed Torkoal and Trick Room, but Torkoal can outspeed it, so. But then again, that's not good enough, because as you can see, Torkoal with without even an item really, can just destroy Stack Attacker. Like, and normally they have like Charcoal, so like, and most of these teams would have like things like Instruct or some sort. So, and the problem with this is that Stack Attacker wouldn't be able to retaliate back. So that's kind of a thing as well. So, in terms of move pool, it gets some options. It has White Guard, has Iron Head for fairies, has screens, has Earthquake, has Gyro Ball for stab. It has the strongest Gyro Ball in the game by now. It even has Trick Room, Gravity, Ally Switch, Skill Swap. So I don't know if whether you want to play around with that, but Ally Switch might be interesting, given it's it has, I think it has priority. You guys could switch around. So, though then again, I'd say Cresselia would be a better Ally Switch Pokemon. So, the thing is, this Pokemon. Problem with this Pokemon is it has its base. Like, the first problems I noticed is that you're gonna have to, if you're gonna run this Pokemon, you're gonna have to run like this. Like, you have to consider that you will never get the defense raise. You have to run like like something like a Lonely Nature with some reduced IVs, which it's never a good idea. Like 14 IVs to even have a chance to raise its attack. And even then, you're just kind of throwing away that massive defense boost. Like, you never liked it. You never want to do that to Pokemon. It has too much like defense to where like you have to consider running like something like Lonely Nature for this mod. Second thing is that even when it's out, it can underspeed things. Like, let's put like Z Stone Edge. So it can still kill Torkoal in Trick Room, under Trick Room. Let me see how much it did immense. As you can see, like, this is not like, they don't have like, you know, sets from like VGC 15, you know, which is the best example for what might be in VGC 18. Stone Edge still does a lot to Mega Salamence based off coming off of Stone Edge. So let's see Tapu Koko. But let's put this as, I want to see how much would Earthquake do. So Earthquake would do a lot to it. Oh great. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this in. Oh no. Oh great. Man, I really wanted to showcase this, the calculator here, but like, it doesn't show. I think it does. So, Earthquake does still does a massive chunk to like Stack Attacker. Like, it can take it and then retaliate back with Stone Edge. Like, I mean, if you like to put like with Z Stone Edge, but then you're missing out on a berry, or like something like Shuck Berry just to take this hit. So, like, you see what I mean? Like, its best moveset is like Gyro Ball. You see, Gyro Ball does a ton. Like, it's got a top. Let's say Bulu. It knocks it out, but Bulu can't even knock out Stack Attacker. Bulu can't knock out Stack Attacker from that range. So, whereas it could just knock it out. Lele, Tapu Lele, it'll just bop it right there. I don't think Lele can even touch this thing too well. Charwai. Charizard Y, that's our primary Mega to watch out for. Um, it can knock it out with Overheat, but you have to keep in mind that for this thing, if you want to get a attack raise all the time, you need to have like this is like the minimum, like this or this, like 15 IVs, in order to like be able to underspeed or to no, not underspeed, but to get the attack raises for Beast Boost. So, looking at this mon, it's just like there are some. I feel like if doubles, it might do well. Like it has some interesting options from its move pool, like um what is it? I just like Trick Room, Rock Slide. Rock Slide's the best move in the game. Gyro Ball, Toxic, White Guard, and even Ally Switch. But I don't know how well it would do. I think it could do well with Trick Room. Like I'm just doing a little bit of Deering around here, but then again, that's too much is not bad. So, Flamethrower. How much does this do? With Char Y, it can, like, I think Stack Attack it does okay. Like, I mean, it would just destroy Char Y. Landorus is a problem for this thing. Like, with a format where Landorus is going to be a problem, and the fact that you have reduced defense, expect Superpower to knock it out. Like, people, like, if you're like this variant with the attack raising, then you're not going to take the hit. But if you're the regular, like, even defensive set, like, then, like, this is the thing about Stack Attack. I really needed, like, a Leech Seed and Recovery options, because if it didn't have that, if it did have that, it would at least be annoying. But, unfortunately, that's how it is, so that's Stack Attacker for you. Overall, I think I think it's salvageable, like the UV Assembly. It's not the best Pokemon introduced, but it's not like, because like obviously we have another one that like everyone had high hopes for, but minor spoiler just getting into. But I think like when I talk about it in like in a future video, like movesets, I'll go into it. But for now, like, if you want to go, like, the big throwaway is that it has the strongest gyro ball in the game. It still has a good attack stat of 131. It's still amazing if you ask me. It's just that, and even most of the Tapus can't hit it. Like, you saw Tapu Bulu. Like, Tapu Bulu, like, it can't not. This is from wood. This is Woodhammer in grassy terrain. And if you can easily change the terrain whenever you want to, and you retaliate with Gyro Ball. So Coco, Tapu Koko, Life Orb, like, and it can retaliate back, so it can kill the Tapus if it wants to. But it's just gonna have like a hard time breaking through other things, like say Metagross here, like Metagross as well, since Metagross is also legal in this format. So just reducing its HP. How much would Earthquake do? It kind of, I can see this Stack Attacker being on our Ranguru teams, Trick Room's teams, but that's about it. But it's definitely an interesting Pokemon, to say so. It's better. It's way better than like Bastion, and some people have compared it. So, given its stat allocation. So, like I said, that's pretty much what Stack Attacker has for it in store. So, next Pokemon we're going to talk about is UB Burst. Now, UB Burst was the one Pokemon that everyone was very, how do I say it, worried about. And rightfully so, because they kind of compared it to Xurkitree, because it's kind of frail and it might be like very fast, like, and it turns out everyone's right. So in this case, UB Burst actually is very threatening if you ask me. So let me just show you its stats. So this is UB Burst, Blaze Seth. This is its name, Blacephalon. So UV Burst's name, actual Pokemon name is Blacephalon or something. I don't know. I might have to get someone to. All I need to do is just hear someone's with the translation, or not translation, but with the pronunciation. Yeah, we're good. It is a Fire Ghost type, confirmed a long time ago with Beast Boost. Now look at his stat allocations, and tell me that this thing is not a threat. Obviously, its defenses are kind of meh, but it has base 53 and HP and defense, so it won't be taking a physical move anytime soon. And it's 49 special defense, so it might take a special hit, like at least one. But dear Lord, look at this special attack, 151 special attack. And don't get me wrong, its attack stat is okay. It's just that it kind of got shafted with options. So, and its speed stat, man, I really wish this is a 107 speed. It's faster than the Helico and Garchomp at least, but like, really, this thing, if it were faster than Terrakion, that'd be amazing. But, and Kartana, because Kartana actually got like knockoff, so I expect that most Kartanas will now run knockoff, and it will be able to take this thing on, unless it's scarfed. But nonetheless, this thing is a monster. It's like Chandelure on steroids if it had better speed. It's literally a Fire Ghost type for all that matters. So in terms of coverage, it has Magic Coat. It has Light Strain, Calm Mind, Fire Blast, Shadow Ball, Trick, Mind Blow, and I'll talk about Mind Blow in a bit. Psy Shock, Calm Mind for learn-ups, Toxic, Hidden Power, Sunny Day, Taunt, Psychic Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Flame Charge, has Flame Charge, Deep, Quash, Wisp, Shadow Claw, Dark Pulse. It also gets knockoff, access to knockoff, so it has Smackdown. I think it does have Smackdown, yeah. So yeah, that's Smogon. Unfortunately, it doesn't get Focus Blast, so this Pokemon is gonna get hard countered by Tyranitar and Heatran if it doesn't carry HP ground. So, Blacephalon or UV Burst. Let's look at UV Burst, guys. Blacephalon. Oh god, it's gonna be fun it's gonna be fun to like try out some things. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that it has a new move called Mind Blown. As you can see, Mind Blown is 150 power move, and this is like coming off of from a spread damage, and it's still Oko Metagross, a Mega Metagross. Just keep that in mind. Now let's go back to Mega Salamence here. Mind Blow still does a good chunk to it, and Shadow Ball is like a 2-hit KO. Unfortunately, I think Double Edge will be able to knock it out, and as well as Draco Meteor on a good roll, as you can see. Double Edge will be able to knock it out, even with the Timid Nature, which is kind of unfortunate, but well, that's that if you ask me. So. The thing with Blacephalon is that it has a very limited coverage options. But the thing is, those limited coverage options is just enough because it's a fire type as well. So, given that Charizard Y will be available again, this thing is gonna hit a lot harder, and the fact that you have Beast Boost, there's a lot of possibilities. Like, I mean, HP Ice comes very close to knocking out Mega Salamence as well. So, now let's talk about the Tapus. Now, Bulu can actually knock this thing out with the grassy terrain. So if it's able to outspeed it in Trick Room or some form of speed control, it will be able to knock it out. Blacephalon can just knock it out with a Mind Blown or Flamethrower. Tapu Lele. I'll get to Tapu Fini in a bit. So We'll just go with the Shaver team. Shadow Ball on the bulky spread will be able to knock it out. Well, wait. No, sorry. Shadow Ball from a modest is a roll, but Lele should be able to knock it out like easily. But otherwise, if this thing like Lele is weakened, or if this thing is modest, then expect this thing to go down. Tapu Koko, I don't think takes any of its hits very well, so we're going with Flamethrower. Oh wait, it's in the sun, so Flamethrower. Tapu Bulu, yeah, Tapu Bulu knocks down Tapu Bulu as well. So I'm just sorry about that. This is, by the way, this is without any items. So this is without any items. So again, that's bear in mind, because like I'm just assuming this is my what I'm thinking of in my head is like people will use Mind Blown, even though it has that nasty 50% recoil to itself. Like the way I see Mind Blown, the way how Mind Blown would be used is like how if you've ever seen Z Hyper Beam Porygon Z, that's pretty much exactly what I think might happen. Because with that you have a base 200 like Inferno Overdrive Z move that could literally just destroy any Pokemon. So, or just nuke something down, especially if this thing's in the sun. Like, I mean, this thing comes very close to Okoing Char Y in the sun. And that's for all that matters. And then once it gets the Beast Boost, it can just start getting kills. Especially like I could see this team being paired to like Sun teams just to be able to like get kills quickly and have like helping hand boost and then even the item boost as well. So the nasty side effect about Mind Blown is that it does inflict 50% recoil on yourself. So if you do it twice, you will die. But that can be a good thing. Also be a good thing because on certain hyper offensive teams, or you want to have a free switch in for another one of your mons. So I can see this thing being like a sort of like a suicide attacking mon, just be able to like destroy something, or like, and keep in mind Mind Blown hits both targets, so if you could be able to chunk like Pokemon significantly, well then that's good on you. So now unfortunately it doesn't have any way to be able to check Tyranitar, well not check, but hit Tyranitar, because aside Mind Blown, with Inferno Overdrive it does like 33. It does study. Like Tyranitar is a hard counter to this thing because I think, let me see if I could get my EV spread for my regular Tyranitar. Like let's say on a healthy or on a bulky Tyranitar spread like this, let's say from a Battle Spot doubles from Sun and Moon, like Cheetar, you see that Mind Blown, Inferno Z Mind Blown won't be able to touch Tyranitar, but like maybe like a bulky-ish spread. So, and Flamethrower, and even in the sand. So I think the best way to, like, if you're gonna be able to kill Tyranitar, you're gonna need to be in the sun to do so, and you have to be in +1. That's like your best chance of Oko Tyranitar. Like, that's the best chance you have for Okoing Tyranitar, if you ever want to have that option to be able to bop it. So another hard counter for Bucephalon I could see is Heatran. As you can see, Heatran has Flash Fire just to take advantage of it, and can knock it out with Earth Power, as you can see. But Shadow Ball is still, that's +1. Will still chunk it, but also I actually think that they will run. That's one of the reasons why I think that they will run HP Ground for Heatran. So, because Heatran will also be a hard counter to it if it doesn't have the options. But that said, Bucephalon, and then also Tapu Fini, especially the CN variants with the Figgy Berry. Let me just put it here. With the Figgy Berry. It's a guaranteed 3 KO with Figgy Berry recovery, so that's interesting. So I guess like you could just make it a little bit more bulkier, and then like on your Finis. But again, no, you don't want to make it bulkier. You might kind of want to make it a little bit more to the point where like, I know most Finis now have like guaranteed Draco with Figgy Berry, so Bucephalon would be able to Draco this thing, but you gotta be careful. You have to watch out, because Inferno Overdrive with Z Mind Blown will be able to in the sun can chunk Fini, so you gotta be careful with that. If it gets a beast boost, like you gotta be careful about the power of this thing, especially how it could just nuke something down. I don't know. Let me try some other megas. Kangaskhan. Oh, another thing is that Kangaskhan, Mega Kangaskhan, even though, oh yeah, minor spoiler warning for those who love Kangaskhan, it lost Power Up Punch, so rejoice. I will do a little clap right there, because let's just say that that's gonna nerf it immensely without Power Up Punch. So, but then again, Sucker Punch could still knock out Bucephalon. Then you have like Bisharp, Mawile, but you gotta keep in mind this thing can like, okay, obviously this is the extreme version, but Z Mind Blown is just like it still knocks out Kangaskhan. That's amazing. So I know that I've gone over like a few minutes of talking about this Pokemon, so anyways, I think we got to move on. So Bucephalon, I think, will have a major impact in VGC. Maybe a small but significant chunk. Oh yeah, let's not forget, it can actually just nuke down Cresselia and Aegislash. So look at this. Look at this. Flamethrower. Especially in the sun will just knock it out. And then Cresselia, like, obviously, if they decide to run Shadow Ball, and this is a special defensive Cresselia, so you just gotta watch out for this thing. So yeah, Bucephalon is definitely a huge ass threat. You gotta watch out for it, guys. So the next Pokemon we're gonna look into is UV Adhesive. Now, UV Adhesive actually didn't get anything new in this generation. So, like, UV Adhesive, as in real name, I think it's Pointpole, as I would call it. And if you see, it's a base stats here are like are very far below mediocre. However, as you noticed, major spoiler warning, it has an evolution. Like, when it learns the move Dragon Pulse, it becomes Nangaldill. Okay, Nagalgodil. I'm sorry, I can't fucking pronounce the name. Nagalgodil. Or Nagalgodil or whatever. So, this is the first time seeing this, so, pronouncing the name, so. And, as you can see, it has Beast Boost. Interesting enough, this Pokemon is really, really fast. 121 speed, 127 special attack, with the typing Poison and Dragon. It's unfortunately it doesn't have like the best how do I say it, defenses, but I think this is like this is meant to be a glass cannon, but with Beast Boost, it makes up for it. So it has Dragon Pulse, Helping Hand, Charm, Nasty Plot, Toxic, Fell Stinger, Dragon Pulse, Dragon Claw, Hidden Power, has Thunderbolt, has Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, Fire Blast. So it at least has something to get around Steel types. So Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, Signal Beam, Tailwind, Heat Wave, Gastro Acid, Helping Hand, Snatch, Ally Switch, and yeah. So Negalil, I'm gonna call it Nagaldo. Nagandildil. I guess I'm gonna call it Nagalil. I'm gonna call it the Poison Dragon, or everyone's gonna call it this thing. It looks like this thing actually looks like a Beedrill. This actually looks like a poison type Beedrill. I'll show you guys in a bit. So, by the way, this is where I got most of my information from. So, this looks like this. So, this is from like the Smogon thread. So, as well. So this is where we got most of our stuff. So, we'll discuss this on as well. But yeah. But looking at its move pool, it has a lot going for it. Like, it has a very high 121 special attack, 127 special attack, excuse me, and 121 speed. Now, unfortunately, it still gets outsped by Greninja, and Greninja can still, you know, pin it down. So, I expect, like, I'll get into that. I'll get into, like, Nagandil. I'll get into Nagandil in a bit, so. Alright, so. Here's Nagandil. Okay. So far, Cresselia can take a hit from this thing, so. Aegislash would probably be another Pokemon you gotta watch out for. I want to see how much Z Fire Blast does. So Z Fire Blast, especially in the sun, it might be able to knock out Aegislash. But the problem is, Blade Form can't put this thing in range, so of it being knocked up by another attack. But this is where, like, I see this thing being very, very, like, a frail, hyper offensive bond in, like, singles, but when in doubles, I just don't see it. Like, I think this thing will have an impact, but, like, the biggest example, like, competition this thing's gonna have is Nihilego. That's the first thing I'm gonna tell you. Nihilego, as you can see, let's look into Greninja Stats, or Greninja here. Greninja can knock it out with Ice Beam and actually picks it off. Of course, this thing can knock it out with Draco Meteor, but it needs those. It needs the Life Orb. It needs that +1 attack boost. So, or I can see this thing having specs and just like nuking things down with Specs Draco. But again, like, when in a format where Tyranitar might be like very common, even this is a lot to like for Tyranitar. It's not that bad. Hydreigon knocks out Hydreigon with Specs Dragon Pulse. Even with non-specs, that's amazing. Let's look at the top of Coco. Now let's look at the top of this, because this is where, like, I want to talk about. Top of Coco, Life Orb. Because of this speed stat, every Tapu now is going to be timid. I am calling it now. Like, every Tapu is going to be timid now. Like, before, like, some people still run Modest because Salazzle wasn't as common. And Salazzle did outspeed Coco, but I think this Mon's going to be the Mon that's going to, like, force everyone to run timid nature now, so, but even still, timid Coco, Life Orb timid Coco can actually 2-kill it. So that's something you gotta watch out for. Of course, this thing can knock it out with a Sludge Bomb with ease. And let's look into Feeny, because that's another thing, another Pokemon. Tapu Feeny. So, Tapu Feeny. Let's look at the Specs tip, because Specs is very common. It knocks it out. Just clean. That's very clean of it. But bear in mind that Specs comes very, very close to knocking out Nagandolo. So, like, you could get that chip damage from like something like Tyranitar Sen. So, that's something you gotta watch out for. And bear in mind that this thing will keep getting these, like, this thing can get both attack or special attack or speed boost. So, that's one thing I want to emphasize on the way. Tapu Lele. This thing can knock it out, but at the same time, Tapu Lele can knock it out. So, we might see like Scarf Tapu Lele a little bit more often early in the format. But like I said, it's it has very, very high offensive pressure, but like damage output. But I think the biggest problem with this Pokemon, and also like I don't think it's a bad Pokemon, but I was expecting more, like a little bit more special defense. As you can see, this thing can actually knock out Lander's team with Specs Draco and Ice. Wait, sorry, that's a big move. This can actually knock out Lander as well. So, but then you, in a format where Heatran, Aegislash, Tyranitar, and Cresselia are gonna be common again, like, expect this thing to be like hard countered by those said mons. So, also Greninja can like fast check it, and even Coco can if it gets very low enough. So, Scarfers. So, like the big difference about this mon and compared to like the other one, which the other one is Nihilego, is that Nihilego, like, even though like this is gonna be like the biggest comparison I'm gonna make, and the thing about it is, like, it has base 109 HP stat and 109 like base HP stat and 131 special defense, and it has that 103 speed stat. Like both of them still get buffed by like things like Metagross and Cortana. Well, then again, like the Poison Dragon can actually outspeed that thing, so it still gets like these two Pokemon. Like the way I see it is, Nihilego will get more usage because, as you could see, this dragon, even if it's specs that like, doesn't even come close. I'm not saying that this is a counter, by the way. So, but when you compare this thing to Nihilego, then compare this to Tapu Fini. Obviously you need this specs Hydro Pump, but no one runs that. You can take a hit. You can always take a hit with this thing, and Nihilego can just. This is, by the way, the same special attack. So I think this could also be specs as well. So it can knock out Tapu Fini if it wants to. And that's one of the things why Nihilego has been used a lot more in VGC 17, because it's one of the more dedicated Ultra Beasts that could actually knock out all the Tapus. Tapu Koko, for instance. Tapu Koko can actually take one of Nihilego's. It could actually, well, it's technically 3-hit KO, but still, like, so, but then again, Nihilego can just eat that up. So, Bulu, it can kill that. So, it also threatens Charizard Y, which is a huge thing as well. So, Charizard Y as well. So, it's not really like, as you can see, Charizard just does pitiful damage, and then Kangaskhan. Well, not Kangaskhan and Malau can be able to threaten Nihilego, but the poison. That's where I am. Let's see what I mean. Like the Poison Dragon, Nagandolo. Like, it's kind of frail, but at the same time, it's not the good type of frail. Like, it could just get easily overwhelmed. I could see this thing being a glass cannon, but when I compare this thing to like maybe Nihilego or even Greninja, I think I prefer one of those two over this mon. So, I think it'll have its uses, but given it's a Poison Dragon, it has great offensive typing. It just, it's gonna take a lot of like skill just to figure out how to use it. So I don't think this is even a good check to rain or like the current rain or sun mode teams. Well, maybe sun a little bit, but like, but not rain. It's just I think that there's like too many things that just check it very well. In singles, I think this will be amazing because it has nasty plot. But like in doubles, I don't see this thing like getting that nasty plot off without getting some heavy chip damage. Getting chunked at it very badly, so that is a problem. So that's pretty much all the Pokemon revealed. So like I said, I'm not gonna go too much in depth on one of them, but it's already, this video is already like 40 minutes of me just rambling on. So alright, so hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for watching this. So time watching me ramble so late at night, so see ya.